Am I making sense? Okay. So, what are we trying now?
Tea for him.
Tea for him. Okay. So this one's a bit more musky, and we'll talk about some of the really fun botanicals that are in here.
The color even looks like him.
What's that?
The color even looks like him.
Yeah. Right. The tea for her is very pink, very delicate.
It's dark.
And tea for her is, or tea for him is much more robust.
Is it black tea?
It is a combination. It's got, I believe, pu'er. So it has ashwagandha as one of the main ingredients. It has pu'er and assam. So we'll go through all these different things. So ashwagandha is, have any of you heard of ashwagandha? I'm just not familiar if any of you have backgrounds in Ayurveda or not. Okay. So ashwagandha literally translates as power of a horse. So it's the vitality, it's the strength, and it's the vigor that is derived within ashwagandha. So as ashwagandha root, Assam, which is a region in northern India, is known for producing very malty, brisk black tea. Pu'er, which is a fermented dark tea. Green rooibos, vetiver root. Vetiver, according to Ayurveda, is known as kus. It is a root, and it's used in a lot of incense, candles, perfumes. It's very musky and almost like has a sandalwood sort of aroma to it. Neem. Neem is a very powerful herb. Neem is a beautiful herb. I shouldn't even say herb. It's not an herb. There are different parts of the neem tree that can be used. We'll dive into neem. After we taste these different teas, I'm going to dive into some of the different Ayurvedic herbs that are available that have very strong healing powers. Tulsi, which we'll talk about as well. Goji berries and orange peel. What are you guys tasting here with this tea?
Kind of woodsy, a little bit creamy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like a slight astringent finish. I think like the creaminess kind of goes into astringency at the end.
Nice. Does this seem like a good representation of like a hymn, like a tea for him?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
And there's nothing wrong if you're like the herbs that are in this tea and the teas that are in this tea can be consumed by women, can be consumed by men. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you can't drink one. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you can't drink the other. So one might be attracted more to one or the other. I have a friend. She wears men's cologne. She just doesn't smell bad on her. Like she likes men's cologne because she feels like it just compliments her, and she likes the smell. She wants to smell that cologne on her skin. What else? What are some other things that you guys might be tasting here? I get almost like asparagus. I don't know if you guys get that. Like,
I can see that.
It's like a twig of sorts.
Twig, yeah.
Kind of, not woodsy, but it's just almost got that, that outdoorsy, like a twig.
Yeah.
A leaf, or a dried leaf, or a crunchy dried leaf.
Yeah, like a maple leaf or something, or
Yeah,
fresh
something
firewood. Yeah.
very, like a campfire kind of, not as smoky like
Yeah.
that, but just,
At the early stages of the
Mhm.
campfire, like, yeah.
it probably gets that from the Assam,
You're probably from the Assam. The vetiver has that as well, and the pu'er has got like a forest floor kind of smell to it. Tasty.
There's a lot of flavor in there.
No, it's very light. It's a really complex blend. I mean, for 7 years, so the company has been around for 7 years, and I didn't create any sort of Ayurveda teas. for 7 years. So developing these really took a lot of time. And there's a lot of teas on the market that are Ayurveda, like this is a Pitta tea, this is a Vata tea, and this is a Kapha tea. But if someone's, comes in and they're like, I need an energy tea, I need something that's gonna really like give me energy, right? And you're looking at the person, you're like, whoa, this person does not need energy, what they need is something that's just gonna chill them out a bit, right? And build their ojas, build their fuel for their fire so that they'll have more sustainable energy rather than the monster and the Red Bulls of the world. So, determining Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, it's really fun with these sort of surveys, but really having an Ayurvedic physician. And I'm not an Ayurvedic physician or practitioner. I started seeing patients when I finished school. What was happening was I was seeing people for like 2 hours, and I didn't feel right taking money from them. It felt really weird. And if I'm sick or need a massage, I'll go to a doctor or I'll go see a massage therapist. I have no issue with it, and I'm glad to pay. Just treating someone for wellness and taking money from them, like it didn't resonate well with me. So I chose not to be an Ayurvedic practitioner. But tea seemed like a natural way. According to Ayurveda, there's a story about if you see someone slipping in the mud, you hand them a stick, you don't hand them a hand. If you hand them your hand, you could potentially slip in the mud, but if you hand them a stick, they can help pull themselves out. And so tea for me seems like a natural way for people to take care of wellness and health on their own without necessarily needing direct guidance or support of one person at all times. And the whole point of Ayurveda is you have your present constitution, and you have your born constitution, assuming that you're born healthy. So part of the goal of Ayurveda is to balance your present constitution with your born constitution. So assuming you're born in a perfect environment, in a perfect, your prakriti, right, your born state, then you would balance your personal state and have it be as close as your born state as possible, through meditation, through the use of herbs and teas, and through the use of diet, through the use of breath work, and a healthy environment. All these things will help determine a more balanced state through Ayurveda. So I started pulling in the similarity, right, between Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, these different parts of the tongue. Now, how do they relate to taste? Well, an astringent taste will help affect the digestive system. Now, what helps move the things through the large intestines more than anything is foliage. Right? So, like salads and lots of fiber. So these are things that, when your digestive system is really clean and clear, like wow, things seem brighter, things seem clear. When your digestive system is moving and it's smooth, your mind is just bright and you're able to think clearly. So there's a direct relationship between a clear digestive system and the foliage and the bitter and astringent foods that we eat, combined with what's happening in the lower digestive system. Incorporating spicy and sour foods will help increase the spicy and acidic and more sour acidic pH and more acidic, faster moving part of our digestive system, right? Spicy, sour foods will potentially increase a faster metabolism, more burning sensation with our foods. And sweet, thick foods, if you eat a lot of cheesecake, a lot of cheeses, a lot of dairy foods, you might feel more phlegmy through the lungs. You might be coughing up, so the last thing you want to do if you have a cold is eat dairy. You want to try to stay away from dairy. Again, I'm not making health recommendations here, just according to what Ayurveda would say. And dairy, if you think about it, what is cheese? It's water and earth mixed together. It's a solid substance that's mixed together. So, and also with seasonality. So Pitta time of year is more summer. Kapha time of year is more winter. Vata time of year is more fall, more autumn. And spring is a beautiful combination. It's more tridoshic, meaning it's a combination of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So one is not necessarily better than the other. You want to balance these three as much as possible. And spring is when life happens, right? Spring is when new creation, it's sort of from this dormant state to fresh life, fresh beginnings. We also want to try to consume almost like a macrobiotic type foods as well during the springtime. So fresh vegetables, fresh fish, if you eat fish, fresh fruit, so on and so forth. So this is sort of the overall lesson of Ayurveda. We'll continue tasting some other Ayurvedic teas. Feel Better Blend. Feel Better Blend has organic green rooibos, organic fennel, organic linden flower, organic orange peel, organic raspberries, organic licorice root, organic neem, organic cinnamon, organic elderberries, echinacea, and chili pepper. So you might taste chili pepper, you might not taste chili pepper. It's one of the last ingredients. So we'll talk about some of the different properties. So chili is good for helping to cleanse the blood. It helps remove excess kapha, or what's called ama. So kapha can reach a state of ama. Ama means it's like a thick substance. It's like you're doing your dishes and there's that oatmeal that's just sort of stuck to the bowl, right? And that same sort of thing can happen in our digestive system according to Ayurveda, and that's ama, where something's stuck in our body. So chili pepper can help remove that. Licorice root, which helps neutralize the pH in our digestive system. Cinnamon, a blood purifier. Echinacea helps to work with our immune system, helps work with the thyroid to help build immunity. Raspberries are high in antioxidants, and neem. So the description is, cast those blues away with this rejuvenating blend, designed to lift your spirits and get you on the road to recovery in no time. This signature blend, based on traditional Ayurvedic and Western herbs and botanicals, helps to rebuild wellness from within, releasing stagnation and enlivening the senses. The interesting thing about the chili pepper is that you'll feel it over a period of time. Like, it's very mild, but a lot of the licorice root is really, it's more of a coating botanical. If you suffer from ulcers, if you suffer from any sort of digestive heat, excess heat in the digestive system, licorice root is really good for helping to neutralize the pH balance and creates natural steroids within the stomach to help rebuild the stomach lining.